Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? Shag Dogs here. The Spitter Swallow Beer Review. And I'm doing Untitled Art Brewing Company's 7-layer bar pastry stout. If you can see that, yeah. Untitled Art is a 7-layer pastry stout. Is an NA on Beer Advocate, 11% ABV. Yeah, it says something about butterscotch, chocolate, a whole bunch of other stuff. So who knows what's in those 7 layers, right? I'm trying to act like the next president. I'll get her down eventually. Yeah, so 11% ABV. I think does the can say 11%? I don't even see it. 11%, yep. Pastry stout with natural and artificial flavors. Brewed can for Untitled Art, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Artwork by Heather Hillstones or something like that. Yeah, good job, Heather. You took some smoothie swirls and just painted this. Yeah. Anywho. Yeah, let's get into it. It's 11%. I wasn't going to do another one, but actually the one I did, I thought I had chilling in the fridge, and that one I didn't have. So I was like, oh, this one's been in there a couple months. I've been holding off on this one. I've had this in the fridge for about 3 months because of the high ABV, but PA Brew News would love this one. 11% stout, right? Very dark. I can smell the chocolate in this, like a chocolate freaking German cake or something. Holy crap. They can definitely smell the chocolate in this one. It's chocolatey. Even a little like raspberry or something in there. Chocolate. I'm not picking up butterscotch like the one page said, but maybe a little bit. Chocolate. Maybe even a little bit of peanut butter in there. That could be the butterscotch. I don't know. Chocolate, peanut butter-ish, butterscotch, slight raspberry. Who knows what other kind of layers are there? It's like the 7 layers of fantastic, right? These guys are out of, I don't even know where they're out of. Let's check. I said Milwaukee, right? I'm surprised a lot of small brewing companies brewed at Octopi Brewing, bringing in new beers to Wisconsin in a market filled with exhausting backstories and kitschy names. We just let the beer speak for itself. Beers are brewed by another brewery. So I guess Untitled Art, what was that? Has Octopi Brewing brew their beers for them or something like that. All right. Well, this could be a doozy, 11%. So let's get into it, right? Label out. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, chocolate. Maybe even a little fudge smell in there. Fudge, peanut butter, or maybe a butterscotch. A little bit of berry fruitness. Slight. Let's do it. Should be good. Whoa. Holy shit. That does have 7 layers of something in it. I get like a chocolate, kind of like a chocolate frosting on a German chocolate cake, and maybe in the cake itself. And also almost like a chocolate fudge taste in there. A little bit of a butterscotch, peanut butter type taste. I'm not sure what it is. They say butterscotch. I'm picking up more of a peanut butter actually, but Maybe with the chocolate and the butterscotch, I'm getting peanut butter flavor. And there's a slight, some type of berry, like a raspberry in there. Very slight, but the very dark chocolate, peanut butter-ish, slight peanut butter, buttery. Maybe it is a butterscotch. I don't know. For being 11%, doesn't taste that strong, but I'm getting a little warming sensation down here by the sternum area, upper chest to sternum. Oh, yeah. Not bad, though. I think everybody would love this one. PA Brew News, I'm not sure if you ever had this one. Jammer would love this one. It might be, I mean, I'm not big on like strong stouts. And what is it? It's considered, I didn't even say the style, but yeah, it's not even an imperial. According to Beer Advocate, it's a sweet milk stout. It's not even an imperial stout. So 11% sweet milk stout, according to Beer Advocate. I mean, it's 11%. It's not like harsh alcohol, but you could tell it's a high ABV, but it lingers a little bit on the tongue afterwards, after a sip. Not like a stingy alcohol taste, but kind of like a chocolate syrupy, but with alcohol in it aftertaste. And I've been saving this one because I'm not big on drinking high ABV beers anymore. I like to have nice 5 or 6% beers, chillax, drink some beers. This is probably my last one today. I might do a Yingling Premium for a drinking thinking. I don't know, but this is pretty good. It's a dessert, definitely a dessert beer after dinner, nightcap, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. This is definitely a sipper, though, because you could tell it's high ABV, even though it's not super strong in the mouthfeel or anything with the alcohol content, but you could tell it's there. So your brain is like, well, hold up there, Shag Dog. You might not want to slam this. And my brain might be right for once. But it's pretty good. Nice flavors. Chocolatey, chocolate cake, chocolate frosting, dark chocolate frosting, little chocolate fudge taste in there, a little peanut buttery or butterscotch, and a very slight like raspberry or berry taste. Very slight on the berry taste though, but it's pretty good. I don't know what the other, because it says 7 layers. I don't know what the other layers are because I'm not picking them up, but I'm sure there must be some other stuff in there. Let's see what someone else says on Beer Advocate. Let's see if they actually pick up 7 flavors. Huh? This is an unusual beer. It pours black with a coconut. By George, there is coconut in there. I'm getting that dark German. See, my taste buds in my brain don't match up. Yeah, there is a little coconut there. Malt and vanilla. They said coconut is a dominant profile. What I was thinking was like the dark, I do pick it up now, but I was thinking of dark chocolate and the alcohol taste. But now that I think about it, the alcohol and the dark chocolate is tasting like combined. It tastes like coconut now. Wow. I'm in a different reality now, a different zone. Someone just had to point out. See, if I had Jammer on here, he would have pointed that out, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're right." Different dimension. Yeah, let's see what someone. That's it. There's only one actual spelled out review there on Beer Advocate. So, but yeah, there is a coconut, I guess. But still a dark, if you look at it like another way, it's the dark chocolate was an alcohol taste. But you're getting coconut out of that too. So that's kind of weird. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, beer, arthritis in the knees. Yeah, I miss all my buddies. Jammer fan, Jammer. Too bad Jammer couldn't do beer reviews with me today, but that's okay. Yeah. It seems lately he's been doing a lot of solo videos, and Shag Dog's not included. I mean, let's just go to the YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and give this a grade first. You know what? Kind of strong, but I mean, not really over flavorful wise. There's no score on Beer Advocate. I would give this a B plus, almost A minus, but I'm gonna go B plus and a swallow and a quarter. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's look at some live reviews that we've done lately. Popular past live streams live. Let's check live. That's what we did. All right, so I got 3 today. Wait, 1, 2, 4 today. No, 3. I screwed up and put another video on there, but never went through. So this is my 3rd beer review today. And then yesterday I did 3. And then Jammer the other day did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. Okay, did 4. And then he did 1 day. According to this, it's 5 days. And then he did 2 or 1 another day. So I'm not sure if it was maybe after midnight. Showing 6 days and 5 days ago. I'm not sure. And then he did 1, 2, 6 days ago. Then me and Jammer Fan did a few. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. 4. Okay. And then Jammer did 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And then I did 1 with me. Oh, that's right. That was the day I wasn't drinking. We did a drinking and thinking video together. I think it was a day I had some dental work done or something. I can't remember, but 2 weeks ago, yeah. But then, so that day he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. And then I did 3, 4. And then he did 1, 2. And then I did 2 with him. Yeah. But we've been doing a lot more solo videos than we have been doing videos together. But that's okay, y'all. That's okay. Yeah, we'll get back together eventually. WWE. Let me comment this. Yeah, I wanted to comment that. I play wrestling games, WWE 2K24. I haven't bought a 2K wrestling game since 2K19, which I really screwed up on that one because I probably wouldn't even bought this one if I. Because I usually like wrestling with the downloaded or old school wrestlers, and I had all of them. You download usually up created wrestlers. They're hard to create those wrestlers, so I mean I'm not even going to try that. But other people do a great job and create some old school wrestlers. You can download them, and you can only download up to 100. So I had all the great wrestlers from the 80s and 90s, early 2000s that weren't on the game. But then I made a mistake because I started getting into AEW. So I deleted most of the legends I had and downloaded a bunch of AEW wrestlers that people created, which was fun for a little bit. And then I think it was like June 2022. I was like, let me go back and put the legends on here. Because I didn't delete all the AEWs. I might have deleted one or two, but I went to download some old school. Or maybe I got the notification, I went on the game, and it said, uploads, downloads no longer available. Because that's what they do with games. After so long, you can no longer do that stuff. So, which is crap because people worked hard, created wrestlers, but the reason why they do that is they want you to buy the new games eventually, right? So I couldn't download all the old wrestlers, so I'm stuck with like 100. Well, not 100, but about 80 AEW wrestlers, about 20 legends I still had on there, give or take a few. I was like, fuck. And I've been holding out because the next wrestling game that came out was crappy. Then this one has some good previews. So I was like, okay, let me get this one. And the moves are harder to do, sucking, controller-wise. The legends on there, some of them were okay, but some of them were crappy. And then they got glitches, like I downloaded all these legends, and now all of a sudden they did an update, and they all went bald because whoever created them did a layer hair, like 3 different layers to make their hair. Well, one of the updates they did away with it, that you could layer hair, so it made them all bald. Lex Luger is bald, fucking a bunch of old school wrestlers bald. I got here I got a list right here. Let's see, notes. I got a list of all the bald fucking wrestlers. And you can imagine these wrestlers bald, If I can find my list, because I got so many lists, you wouldn't believe how many lists I have. Bald-headed wrestlers, there we go. Arn Anderson, bald. B. Brian Blair, bald. Davey Boy Smith, bald. David Von Erich, bald. Demolition Axe, bald. Demolition Smash, bald. Don Morocco, bald. Dynamite Kid, bald. Earthquake, bald. Greg Valentine, bald. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, bald. Jerry Lawler, bald. Jimmy Garvin, bald. Kevin Sullivan, bald. Lex Luger, bald. And I still have to go through the rest of them and find out who became bald, But I was going alphabetically there, so that's all the way up through the L's, the ones that are bald. Some of them didn't go bald, but so I'm either going to have to go in and find their hairstyle the best I can and fix it, or delete them and find some other one that's uploaded. Outrageous. Anywho. And the funny thing is, when you go to edit, it shows the hairstyle already still on them. But you back out, it doesn't show the hairstyle. You got to oh shit, you got to you actually have to delete on the edit the hairstyle and then put a new hairstyle on there. So I did one character already. I can't remember who it was, and put it in that list. And I did Leapin' Lanny Poffo. Actually, it was the Genius, but I like the Leapin' Lanny Poffo version of the Genius. So I edited his hair, and I couldn't find what they had before, kind of a permy type long hair. So yeah, it doesn't look as good, but it's okay. But yeah, I gotta go through that. So anyhow, they got this new update and it's got all these fucking DLC, right? For WWE 2K24, and it's got like announcers, like these DLC that come out. They usually got like 5 wrestlers or a couple managers, maybe. Like the last one had, whoever. This DLC has one of the announcers and some other people. I'm like, they're not even fucking legends or anything. Oh, what a waste of a DLC, right? Let's see who's on. I'll tell you who's on it. You might know who they are, but I don't. Most recent WWE 2K24 DLC. Yeah, it's the Pat McAfee DLC, and this is who's on it. Am I on that part? Pat McAfee, Ty Schmidt, Boston Connor, AJ Hawk, Darius Butler. I don't know who the fuck they are. Pat McAfee, I think, is an announcer, right? I only watch WWE. The next DLC, which is supposed to come out in September, has Jade Cargill, lady that came from AEW, Nia Jax, Michelle McCool. I don't like lady wrestlers. Carlito, that's the only one I might be happy about on there. Carrie Sane, Lyra Valkyria, Dragon Lee. Who the hell's Dragon? Dragon Lee sounds familiar, at least. So you got Carlito and Dragon Lee. I know who Dragon. I'm gonna look up who Dragon Lee is here in a second. And then the final one, DLC WCW pack, November. Gotta wait till November. And it's got wrestlers who weren't even WCW early, but Diamond Dallas Page, yeah, Iron Sheik. I'm happy he's going to be on there, but he wasn't really WCW, was he? He might have been in there a couple of years, or who knows. Mr. Perfect, not even WCW, really. He's more famous for his WWE and AWA days, right? The Great Muta, definitely WCW. Lex Luger, WCW. What a waste. But anyhow, luckily some people out there can create some great wrestlers and download them. So, and I think I have a downloaded Iron Sheik on there right now, and he's not too bad looking. So we'll see how the new one looks and what kind of move set they give them. That's another issue, because sometimes they have the legends and they download them, they come out with them on there, but their move sets aren't 100% accurate, Another thing I hate, they had legends, that are on there that you could unlock on the game, the Steiners, and they got them at like an overall rating of like 82 or something. Horrible. Steiner would be picking people up, different types of suplexes all day. Suplex City. You're talking about Suplex City. Put the Steiners in the ring back in the old days. It was Suplex City galore. Steiners. Yeah, for them to get such a low score, that's fucking pitiful. So I fucking uploaded some created, because you can't edit the scores on the, well, you can, I think, but you have to copy the WWE version of the character, and you have to takes one of your created slots anyhow, and makes another character of them, and then you could edit them. But it takes up one of your created slots, so I'm like, fuck, I might as well just download. Anyhow, I'm sorry, I'm babbling. Yeah, I wasn't the biggest wrestling fan ever, but I think when I was in fourth grade, I think, is when I first came across wrestling. It was some type of wrestling on ESPN back then. In fourth grade, I mean, that had to be like 1981, 82. I don't even know what year that was, but I came across some wrestling on ESPN. I don't know if it was. I know Tommy Rich was in it. There was Sweet Brown Sugar, not Cocoa Beware, because before he became Cocoa Beware, he was a Sweet Brown Sugar or some shit too. But it was the original Sweet Brown Sugar. A couple other wrestlers. I don't know where they're based. I thought it was called Southwestern Wrestling or some shit like that, but I don't know what it was. It was on ESPN. I didn't know about WWF at the time. I mean, I've heard at that point, Andre the Giant, of course, you heard in 1982. Yeah, you know who that was. Then I came across some kids, and they're talking about like Jimmy Superfly Snuka and Bob Backlund and some other wrestlers. I'm like, oh, I never seen that. Oh, it's on this time and on this channel. I'm like, oh, watch it. I'm like, oh, I fell in love with Jimmy Superfly Snuka, you know, going off the top rope. Yeah. Awesome stuff. Unfortunately, you know, he's probably a murderer later on, a couple of years later. But anyhow, so I started getting more involved in wrestling. Then a couple of years later, some friends, one friend bought the magazines. Matter of fact, 2 or 3 friends probably bought magazines or stole them. And I found out about more wrestlers like in the NWA, or, you know, Ric Flair, Junkyard Dog. This is before Junkyard Dog went to WWF. Harley Race, a whole bunch of them guys. And this is before, like, this is like early 80s, you know, like 83, 84, yeah. So I'm expanding my wrestling. Of course, back then, I don't think NWA was on TV too much, and then they were on TBS on Saturdays, which finally got to watch them, yeah. Which, kind of boring. You had the Midnight Express. I kind of like them. And then, of course, Ric Flair. Then when it came out with Sting and Luger, I like them, you know. But WWE just had more colorful characters, I guess, you know, WWF at the time. But I watched both, you know, Saturday nights if I had a chance. PA Bird is Mid-South. Mid-South. Yeah, Mid-South. Was that the one that was based out of like Louisiana or somewhere around there, Mid-South? Yeah, that was good shit. I've been watching some of those on Peacock. I even saw Iron Mike Sharp. He used to be in WWF as a jobber. And he was in like the Mid-South or one of those organizations at one point in the early 80s. I was like, holy shit, Iron Mike Sharp. Still had the black brace thing. Yeah. So I started expanding wrestling, but it was mostly NWA, WWF, of course. And I learned a little bit about AWA because at one time they were on a certain channel, but not for very long. Matter of fact, I saw the Ultimate Warrior the first time when he was in the AWA, I think, as the Dingo Warrior. I was like, wow, look at this guy, the Dingo Warrior. Yeah. Of course, even before that, he was with Sting and the Blade Runners, whatever hell they were called. I didn't see any of that, but I remember the UWF being on TV at one time. Yeah, so, yeah, I love wrestling, but I'm not super hardcore. I don't know all of them. Bill Watts, like you said, I've seen him before somewhere, whether it was magazines or something. I don't remember seeing him on TV or anything back in the day, but he looks familiar. And actually, I downloaded him on the WWE 2K24. And he became a manager later on in WWE, I think. The history I read on him or something, but yeah, good times wrestling. Yeah, I'm not really too big in the wrestling now. I started getting the AEW a couple of years ago, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I started getting AEW, but then I got bored with it. And like they say now, the storylines aren't that deep, and that's probably true. And they could do a lot of good storylines, AEW. They do have some good characters that they could do storylines, but they don't do a lot of deep storylines, you know. They might do it with a couple wrestlers, and that's it. Everybody else is just, hey, well, we got these 2 guys, let them wrestle. Wrestling died in Dave Bet. Wrestling died in 2001. Might have been. I did like AEW though when it came out. I was like, finally some competition for WWE. But then it kind of got boring after about a year. I started watching AEW during COVID. I was like, what the hell is this AEW? Let me check this out. And then I was kind of aroused by it. You know, I was like, wow. You know, actually it reminded me of WCW a little bit. You know, of course, Sting showed up in 2021 or whatever year it was, and couple of characters they had. I liked the Dark Order. A couple of things they had, yeah. Wrestling, man. Love it. It's a man soap opera. But WWE, I've tried getting into off and on the last 2 years, and I just can't get into it. I don't like the friggin' Roman Reigns and that crew, and I just can't get into it at all. It's sad, but it's true. Even CM Punk, I mean, he came back to AEW. Then I guess he had some problems in the locker room. Went to WWE now. Can't get into CM. When CM Punk was originally in WWE, I didn't watch WWE at times. I heard of him, but I didn't know who he was, until he joined AEW. Yeah, you're right. 2001. I didn't watch wrestling when WCW closed in 2000. I tried to keep a little bit of WWE. 2001, 2002. It was like off and on sporadically for about 3 or 4 years, and then I just stopped watching it for a long time. Then I'd flip back on it, watch it for like 2 or 3 months, and I'd be off it again. I just couldn't get it back into it. Yeah, but they did have some good wrestlers in the early 2000s. But yeah, nothing like the 80s or 90s. Yeah. You should write a song about that. Wrestling died in 2000. Matter of fact, let's AI write a song about that, and I'll sing it to you. Well, thanks, Jammer. Jammer gave me a thumbs up earlier. Let's see. AI, give me a song, if I can find you. Write me a song called Wrestling Died in 2001. All right, here we go. In a land of spandex and drama so fine, a world of giants where the heroes would shine. Hulkamania ran wild and the Macho Man too. But little did we know the end was in view. Wrestling died in 2001. The year it lost its way and the Attitude Era faded and the magic drifted away. We were left with nothing but a hollow shell of fame. Wrestling died in 2001 and the glory days were tamed. The Monday Night Wars a battle to be won. But in the end, it was just a war that was never won. WCW fell apart and ECW lost its might, leaving Vince McMahon to reign supreme in the night. Wrestling died in 2001, the year it lost its way when the Attitude Era faded. And the magic drifted away when we were left with nothing but a hollow shell of fame. Wrestling died in 2001 and the glory days were tamed. Trying to make it country, I guess. We remember the legends, the ones who paved the way. Hogan, Savage, and The Undertaker. Their names etched in gray. But now they're just memories of a bygone era's pride. A reminder of what we lost when wrestling died. Then the chorus again, and then that's it. There you go. Now, you can tweak that up with AI. Hey, we'll change this, take this out. You can just say simple words like that, and then it'll rearrange it. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and try to rearrange that song. Fuck. Why do I waste my time, right? The Attitude Era had a lot of problems that were only emphasized by later. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Attitude Era, really, when you had the click going on, and then with the whole Nash, Hall, Hogan, it was fun at first. The NWO, like wow, and then okay, now you got 4 members, 5 members, 6 members. Okay, then up to 12 members. And then the whole thing that with Hogan supposedly have creative control in WCW, which they said he only used it once, but I can't believe that bullshit. I'm sure he had more than just. They said the one time where Sting was supposed to lose to him, and then some F up happened, and then Bret Hart came in, and Sting won, and then they give the belt back to Hogan a week later or whatever. But Hogan was supposed to win that, according to his creative control, and Eric Bischoff said that's the only time he initiated his creative control. But I'm like, yeah, that's the only time. Come on. Yeah, that doesn't work for me, brother. That's right. I mean, I liked Hogan back. I mean, I kind of got. Actually, I didn't like Hogan at first. When he came to the WWF to begin with, no, he was in WWF before when it was WWF, I guess. He left, went back to AWA or whatever. Then he came back to WWF when Bob Backlund was champ, and then he lost to the Iron Sheik, and then Iron Sheik was champ for what, 1 or 2 weeks, and then Hogan comes in. He's with Bob Backlund, and he's gonna show the Iron Sheik. I was like, why is Bob Backlund supporting him? Shouldn't Bob Backlund going back to fighting the Iron Sheik to get his belt back? I didn't understand any of that at all, and I didn't like it. And then Hogan, Hulkamaniac, take your vitamins, all that shit, kind of grew on me a little bit. But after about 2 or 3 years of that shit, I was like, okay, I'm tired of this. So it was a refreshing thing when Hogan became the bad guy with NWO. You know, it was refreshing at least. But then after a little while of that, it was good at first. But then after a while, I was like, damn, this shit's getting old. You know, him playing the fake bass guitar. And pretty much, it was just old after about a year. Yeah. But yeah, I loved wrestling now. And it was kind of weird because you had certain wrestlers that you might have liked them, but they didn't push them good enough. And you're like, man, why does this guy suck so bad? And it's not because he really sucked or his character sucked. It's just he wasn't pushed. Like, I really like that guy, but he doesn't win and he doesn't get enough matches because he wasn't pushed. Yeah. It's like Jimmy Snuka. You know, I know Jimmy Snuka possibly killed that girl, most likely. But Jimmy Snuka, after that happened, they kind of blacklisted him. He left for a little bit, came back, but then they made him like an idiot. He was like, ooh, you know, making these jungle noises. And Jimmy Snuka wasn't like that before. He was kind of cool and had the flowery headband and the fucking tiger robe and all that kind of stuff, or flowery looking robe. But when he came back, he was like, I mean, Jimmy Snuka was the first Undertaker. You know, took the first loss of the Undertaker being in the WrestleMania. You know, Undertaker's long streak of winning WrestleMania events. Snuka took the first loss, and I think that was that Undertaker's first actual wrestling appearance in WWF. I can't remember. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. But I used to love Snuka when I was a kid, man. That guy jumping off the top rope. The one time he jumped off the top of the cage is like unreal, yeah. But then when he left, supposedly after the murder incident, they sent him off or whatever. And then he came back in 86, 87 or whatever year it was. And they got him acting like a fucking jungle, couldn't talk type guy. I was like, what the fuck? He used to be able to talk. I mean, not perfect English, but, you know, a little bit. Now they got him acting like an idiot. It's horrible. But maybe the dementia was kicking in already. Yeah. Good times, good times. But I love the wrestling game because I could create my own factions if I really want to. I could take like right now I got all the greatest 80s wrestlers right now. And you know, I got Ivan Koloff, Nikita Koloff. What was the other guy they had? He was in a different wrestling, but I think Boris Zukov. And then I got Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. I could really combine the 5 of them to one actual faction. Give it a good name, right? I mean, you think of all the different wrestlers. You could make a little, you know, fantasy league. You know, like different collaborations you could do. Like I could put all Mexican wrestlers. Well, there wouldn't be too many back in the 80s, but, you know, Tito Santana. Anyhow, Tito Santana lasted into the 90s. It would have been Tito Santana, Eddie Guerrero, you know, Pedro Morales. You could make a super duper Latino world order. Yeah. I don't have any beer left, huh? Ooh, got a little sip. I don't know if I want to do one more drinking and thinking video. This one went 40 minutes. God, I'm sucking really bad. But that's okay. Jammer has done a couple of 12 to 19 minute videos. I could do a 40-minute video, right? Yeah. Where are you tonight? Oh, PA Brew News, thanks for joining. I'm probably going to get off here. I might have to go to bed. I got to get back in my sleep rotation. What time is it? Yeah, 4:41. Woof. Whoa. Ooh, I wish I could get that Biden thing where he's like, ooh, beer, alcohol, or arthritis in the knees, whatever the hell he says. And I got to get that clip and make an intro out of it. It'd be a good intro. Yeah, but yeah. I don't feel any arthritis in the knees right now, but when I wake up, I probably will. Yeah. All right, one more beer I think I'm going to do, and I might do a drinking and thinking video with a Yingling Premium, possibly. So we'll see on the next one. Shag Dog Spitter Swallow Beer. I think I'm going to tell stories about my brother who has been gone for 13 years, but I'm going to try to give him a due respect of 40 years of funny stories. 41 years, that's what he lived to. 41 years of funny stories. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Shag Dog Spitter Swallow Beer Review.